me. So what I wanted to kind of just talk about in the next few minutes is what we are doing at Oracle that might be interest to the community. So what we are, me and my colleagues, some of whom are here, are working on is getting the Open vSwitch ported to Solaris, which is pretty good for us to have OVS work on Solaris, but I'm sure, I hope it's good for OVS as well to have another platform under its belt. So what worked very well for us is the kind of layered architecture in OVS. So we didn't really bother much about the OVS DB and the OpenFlow part of it. We just had our own DPIF and NetDev provider. Very similar to Linux, we have our own data path. It's not likely to be part of the Open vSwitch package itself because we leverage Solaris infrastructure for working with ports and flows. So Solaris, Solaris 11 onwards, which was released, I think sometime in 2011, it has inbuilt kind of virtualization and flows in the stack itself. So what it does is L2 and L3, L4 classification happens in the stack itself. It's kind of inbuilt. And we already exposed flows as FlowAdam CLI. So what we did for to integrate OVS was expanded the scope so that we kind of included more attributes and more actions that OpenFlow kind of supports, and we integrated that to OVS, the data path. As far as the OVS DB is concerned, we are kind of starting with a subset of the OVS DB schema that OVS supports primarily because some of the features Solaris implements differently from Linux, and some of the features are not in Solaris. So we kind of anticipate growing that schema support as we go forwards. But as far as OpenFlow is concerned, I think we are in pretty good shape because we do support most of the classifying and action kind of parameters, including L2, L3, L4 header kind of changing, VXLAN, port and flow-based VLANs, and so on and so forth. So we, I think, have a better story with the OpenFlow. And OVS, the OVS DB schema, we hope to kind of improve as we kind of go along. As far as the testing is concerned, we did feel the OF test to be very useful for us because it kind of tested the kernel flows as well. We used the user space test that was kind of mentioned in the previous talk, but then that didn't really exercise much of the kernel part. So it was good for us to know that almost 95% of the test cases just passed with little or no porting, but then it didn't really exercise much of the kernel part. So the talk before was very interesting to us in terms of how we can include the kernel data path testing as well as part of OVS. And we have written our own kind of test suite to exercise our kernel kind of changes. And once we start working with the community to kind of push our changes to the to OVS package, we'll have to also figure out how to kind of integrate some of these tests into the Open vSwitch package. As far as availability is concerned, OVS will be available in an upcoming Solaris release, but if folks are interested who work with Solaris in their deployment and they want to use Open vSwitch, please let me know and we can just add you to the beta customers list so that you can get early access to the bits. And as I said, I think we'll start working with the community more now and try to see how we can integrate our changes into the community kind of package. And hopefully we'll kind of change some of the colors in the chart that Thomas presented earlier on. So great work from the community as far as Open vSwitch is concerned, and we are very kind of excited to be part of it. Thank you so much.